County Clare, on the west coast of Ireland. It's a quiet, underpopulated kind of place. You're more likely to see cows than people here. But every September weekend, one small town becomes a magnet for would-be lovers. Lisdoonvarna usually has a population of a few hundred, but during its matchmaking festival, it swells to several thousand. Single men and women come from all over Ireland and further to find a partner or have a fine time trying. Lisdoonvarna's Matchmaking Festival has been going for more than 100 years. It started as a post-harvest gathering for Ireland's landed gentry to marry off their children. Today, it's billed as Europe's biggest singles event. At its heart is Willie Daley, third-generation traditional Irish matchmaker. In the 40 years Willie's been introducing people, Irish society has been transformed. But in the matter of love, some things never change. We'll follow the fortunes of three bachelors pinning their hopes on Willie. They'll show us glimpses of Ireland past and present, seen through one of its most colourful and famous festivals. On the hills overlooking the Atlantic, Willie Daley's home. His family has farmed and raised horses on this land for as long as anyone can remember. Willie trades horses and runs a stable offering horseback treks to tourists. But like his father and grandfather before him, Willie's best known as a matchmaker. Matchmaking is about helping people, but for Willie, it's also about holding on to the old Ireland he grew up with.
For me, I suppose part of it is that I like my neighbours a lot now. The Irish people who live here are very nice. And if they don't marry, their properties are sold out and there's foreigners coming in buying it and stuff, you know. Not as nice a people, you know. They're different at least anyway. There's an awful amount of people who in the past and even in the present still need help to settle down and get married. They need assistance. And if you can succeed in finding a partner for them, that's what I consider being a good matchmaker myself.
Though his own marriage ended a few years ago, Willie retains his faith in the power of love.
I would be quite a romantic person myself. Now, all my life has been a little bit about romance and love. When I make a match, that I would like that there'd be a nice bit of love involved and maybe kind of a nearly instant magic, you know. Now, Pat, do you ever go to the Ploughing Championships? This girl is playing the piano on the first day of it at the opening. She's opening the Ploughing Championships now. She's a teacher. And she's just a very, very modest person, but a lovely, lovely girl, to be fair about it now.
All Willie's clients end up in his 100-year-old matchmaking book, first used by his grandfather. It contains reminders of how matchmaking used to be. Willie's earliest matchmaking memory goes back around 50 years, when he was 11 years old. He overheard his father negotiating a dowry between the families of a young woman and her prospective husband. She was 26, he was 64.
For that money, then she would have her representative, like the uncle and maybe a neighbour, walk the the husband-to-be's land to see was it good land, what was the house like, what was the sheds like. And depending on how good everything was would be the size of the dowry. Now mainly the dowries would come from America because Irish people wouldn't have money. They called her in and they said, they came out and they said, we've discussed the details and will you marry him? She says, I don't give a straw, she says. Meaning she didn't give a damn. Which she did marry him. Now they had 6 children. He lived to be a very big age and she lived to be a very good age. They were quite happy now. She was a very, very jolly person. So that was my first witness of a match being made.
Matchmaking like this was still taking place when Willie took over from his father. But Ireland has changed a lot in recent years, especially since its economy took off in the early 90s. For proof, you don't need to look far. Next door to Willie's, 29-year-old Patrick O'Regan is helping his father put up a new house. Patrick and his father neatly illustrate how Ireland's economic boom has transformed lifestyles and expectations. His father had to leave Ireland to find work and spent 20 years on building sites in England. But the family came back when jobs started to appear at home. Ireland's new rich are building holiday homes, meaning Patrick has cash to spare for surfing holidays, a luxury unimaginable for his father's generation. But Patrick's social life suffers when summer ends.
Then winter comes, and a lot of people travel, go back to the cities and places like that. And plus surfing and working, I can't really get out and socialize and get to meet a lot of women too as often as I would like to, and so it can be difficult.
Patrick is saving up to build his own home on land his father's bought for him. But so far he hasn't found anyone to share it with. Even for as eligible and mobile a young man as Patrick, life at home in the Clare countryside can be lonely. Now the festival's on, Patrick's decided to ask Willie for help. Willie does his matchmaking year-round, but he's busiest during the festival. Most September weekend nights, you can find him in the corner of the matchmaker bar that serves as his office. Recently, one of his daughters, Marie, has been helping him out. There's plenty of work. Willie signs up around 3,000 names during each festival. He reckons around 300 end up getting married every year, but says he can't be sure as not everyone likes to advertise the fact they've used a matchmaker.
Anything that isn't a scam or anything like that, I've been doing it all my life now, You're a nice friendly man. That's all women need, someone to talk to.
Next through the door, Patrick O'Regan.
Hi Willie, how you doing? Nice to meet you. You have my files, where will I sit?
For Willie, knowing the people he's introducing is part of the art of traditional matchmaking.
Patrick is a very nice man now. I know his parents, I know his mother, I know his father, and I know him for quite a long time. And he's a very lovely fella. He's very lively, and he's full of heart and full of go, And I think he'll make a very good husband. Patrick, I just want to say this is Katrina now.
Hi Katrina.
He's down on holidays for the weekend as well. And,
sure.
She's as skinny as a strip about the woman. If you see her on the road with her blue jeans on, she's not made of skin.
Have you been to Lisdoonvarna before?
Never.
Never? Okay. Well, you should have fun.
Good fun so far and everything's going great.
Yeah. Well, cheers. I might go in and buy another drink and then maybe have another dance and see what happens. Anything could happen. It's early.
Willie's next client could be more of a challenge. A few kilometres from Lisdoonvarna is the farm of Matt Devitt. Matt's just started a side business, hiring out his donkey trap for local weddings. But the chances of Matt ever using it at his own wedding are looking very slim.
Sure, I'm moving on in life now, really, to be honest with you, but I'm a bit easy going about it at the moment, like, you know, but I was one time, like, I used to have women all right, but it never seemed to work out. I was a bit wild in my younger days, like.
Matt is 52. He has some land, but no one with whom to share it. Willie's father and grandfather would recognise Matt's dilemma. He spends most of his days working alone on his farm. His pedigree donkeys are his pride and joy, but Matt is fond of all his animals. Matt's lifestyle isn't so different from that of his parents, but finding a wife is very different these days.
They have to accept at that time. It was easy. They had no option, I think. They used to just marry fairly quickly, but now they used to meet women at that time, like, and they were satisfied enough. It was easy to settle them. The women were easy going, and they used to settle into the farms, and they'd be always working, like. But now it's a different lifestyle. The people are faster now, and nobody seems to have any time for each other now anymore. They're all speed, like.
Matt knows what he wants from a wife.
She'd have to like the animals and be nice to them and be easy with them, because they'd be the life. They'd be my life. I just wouldn't be able to live without the animals. Like, you know, I'd have to have them around. I'd have to have them around the place, like, and make sure they're all right. You know.
Willie has asked Matt around to his house for a chat about his options.
I can do the best of all, like.
His suggestions show how matchmaking has moved with the times.
They're from the Philippines now, them girls.
Yeah.
And they're nice.
Yeah, the Philippines, my God.
That one there now is still looking for a boy, that one. Lisa's her name. She's a really gorgeous girl now. They're Chinese. Them
Chinese, yeah.
They're terrible nice, very genuine, sincere people.
Oh, they do, yeah, they do, like.
And they're not into socialising much.
No, not much.
Only very little.
Yeah.
They would rather not go out than go out, nearly.
Yes, very good. They're not like the Irish, so. The Irish are meant for going out for it.
Plenty for Matt to think about. He's also debating whether to go to the festival this weekend to try his luck. On his way home, Matt drops by the pub run by Willie's daughter Marie to talk things over.
Would you be shy now, Matt, approaching a woman? Would
I'd never be shy. I
No.
wouldn't shy with anyone like that. I was, oh God, no, I would never be shy.
You probably don't go out enough, do you? What kind of woman would you be after up there?
Sure, if she was good, honest-looking woman anyway. She'd want to be, like, an easy going and take her time. And
What age woman now?
Not too fussy, like, reasonable age, like, she wouldn't.
But you'd like to have a family though, wouldn't you?
What?
You'd like to have a family though, would you?
Oh, I would. She would. Like that'd be okay. Like.
Would you like a foreign woman now, would you?
I wouldn't mind, like.
Women has definitely stepped up in, you know, career-wise, and they're more independent. Like, financially, they're independent. They don't need a man for his money anymore. Like, they don't need a man for a house, because most of them own their own houses. Like, you know, like what they really need a man for is love and to settle down and have a family, which is brilliant because it alleviates a lot of other, you know, little problems, like. Creates other problems too, though, you know, because men can feel quite intimidated or inferior, you know, to women like that are like this, you know, career-driven women.
Marie herself illustrates how women's roles have changed in modern Ireland. Matchmaking was traditionally a man's job, but she now looks the most likely of Willie's 8 children to take the family profession into a 4th generation. There's plenty of work for Willie to be getting on with.
You know, when the festival is even over, you know, we'll still be putting you in touch with fellas, you know.
Even when the festival's over and you still get
Oh God, we'll be all the
Really?
time for at least 12 months now. You'd have at
For
least.
12 months?
Yeah, there'll be fellas ringing you all the
I'll be
time.
knackered.
Pardon?
I'll be knackered.
These women have travelled all the way from Scotland.
We were fed up being single women in a couple crowd. And you either had to deal with the young or the married, or else just so many women that it was just a waste of time going out, really, if you wanted to meet a partner or a man. So we've tried the dating sites, and we've tried the chat lines. She likes the chat lines. To no avail. And then somebody said, what about Lisdoonvarna? I said, I've heard about that. So we decided, why not? Let's go for it. I've got so much faith and love. Willie Daley just thinks love is the most fantastic thing in the world, and he just thinks it makes the world go round. And I think if somebody's got so much faith in it, then there's every possibility he will get it for people.
The dancing seldom stops at the Lisdoonvarna Matchmaking Festival. Willie usually joins in himself before long. He sees dancing and drinking as essential social lubricants and a key part of Lisdoonvarna's success.
You're so pretty, you're such a pretty woman now.
Dancing sometimes does the job of matchmaking on its own. Just ask Albert and Cecily Lawler. Albert was 18 when he asked Cecily for a dance at the festival 40 years ago. They married a year later and have been coming back every year since. They become part of the festival themselves and know all the many other regulars.
As you go to other places, people don't talk to you anymore. Whereas here, you can go into a dance hall, you can go into a bar, or even down the street to say hello to you, or good morning, or good evening. And that doesn't happen anymore in the cities.
And
or
money
in the big
doesn't matter.
towns.
They don't stop you and ask you what religion you are, or have your money. You're just a person, and you're taken on face value. And I think that's very special. It doesn't happen many other places now.
Not far from Lisdoonvarna is one of Ireland's most spectacular scenic spots, the Cliffs of Moher. 39-year-old Tom Coyne is here most days, engraving silver pendants in ancient Celtic script. Like many Irish of his generation who graduated before Ireland's economic boom, Tom had to leave Ireland to find work. He left his native Dublin 20 years ago for France and Spain and became a successful salesman in the jewellery trade.
Ireland is a symbol of Ireland and a symbol of love.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And also, if you have a foot facing this way, as your heart out, it means you're not attached. And when you have a point the other way, it means you are. Your heart is pointing towards your heart. So at the moment, I'm free. So when you go to the bar, you have a point. How's it going, love? What are you up to?
After a long-term relationship ended, Tom returned home to Dublin last year to settle down. But modern Ireland wasn't quite as he remembered it.
Things have changed a lot. I didn't realise it would be such a shock, and people, have changed quite a lot as well. A lot of my friends in Ireland have changed. They're all married on and children and kids, and it's difficult, to kind of adapt to the new way of Ireland. I think, because people, especially in Dublin, they're all money mad, and I'm not into that.
Moving to County Clare has put Tom back in touch with the Ireland he grew up in. But it hasn't made it any easier to meet women.
The average Celt wouldn't know the script because I said to myself, hold on a minute now, I've done that one, I've done the internet, I've done responding to an ad. The only way is to kind of see the person and talk to them and kind of like meet them face to face. And I met Willie, and then I said to myself, actually, it could be an idea, it could be interesting to see what happens, because you're getting that personal touch, you're getting the human factor as well, where he knows you a little bit, he knows a bit about you, he knows me quite well, he knows my character.
Tom is actually very hyper, and he finds it hard to settle in one spot. You know, he's always going. You know, he's a very, very good husband. I'd say if he meets the right girl. You know,
I've done it a few times.
Tom writes down his interests as sports and martial arts and leaves the rest to Willie. Most of Willie's introductions are made by mail in the months following the festival. But there's nothing like meeting people face to face, and he introduces Tom to Maria, one of the singles from Scotland.
Everybody's looking, so we're going to have a pint of Guinness. Do you want a drink?
Do you want
a drink? I think that girl this evening was a little bit too old. I mean, and she was a lovely woman in all retrospects and that. But I felt that, I wanted a woman to start things, you know what I mean? Settle down, and the whole works.
Tom decides to take matters into his own hands.
Hey, what's the story? None of you dancing. I'm going to ask this girl to dance. Will I dance? Will I dance?
Now it's Tom's turn to take rejection on the chin.
What's your name anyway, by the way? What's your name?
But the night is young.
My name is Thomas.
Okay, bye, love you.
And yourself, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. And where you're both from Shannon, yeah?
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you. That's my Spanish thing, see. I was living too many years in Spain. You can't do it, you know. It's true, you know. You probably think I'm bullying all the time now.
Tom doesn't give up easily.
I'm going to call you back. I'm going to call you back, right? I think that's my type of girl now.
Like Tom, Patrick is still looking for love, but enjoying the search. And what about Matt? Did he decide to go for his night out?
I think everybody owes it to themselves to make a good attempt to be happy in life. Not to just accept maybe being not happy, you know. The reward is very good because if you find love and find happiness, it's like finding a big gold mine, like. It's to say it's more important than gold because gold is cold, whereas love is warm, you know.